be very, very disciplined about the definition of ready buyer. So don't allow stuff to get in if it doesn't meet the definition of ready. People will compromise on that stuff, and that leads to basically people running around like a bunch of headless chickens, not knowing what needs to be done. The biggest impact to your sprint forecast ratio is half-baked requirement coming in. So make sure your definition ready is comprehensive enough that it catches all of those information inadequacies so that you can trace them in your story or in your requirement, and then you can act on it accordingly. And just be relentless about that. Like, be disciplined about it. The more, and that grows over time. It's difficult to build discipline on day one, but it's a compounding effect. So the more you are meticulous about that over a period of time, the easier the team will find it over the course of a few sprints. So give it some time. Even though it's called a sprint, it's not a literal sprint, it's a momentum. So you're building momentum over time. It's a very difficult question to answer. There's plenty of teams doing Scrum, plenty of teams doing Kanban. It just depends on the kind of problem you're solving. It's like asking which is better, a knife or a spoon. It depends on what you're trying to eat, right? So don't be, my recommendation to you as a fellow practitioner would be, don't be emotionally attached from a career development standpoint to any one of those. Think about the kind of problems or the kind of environment you like working in, and then look for education available in that path and invest in that, right? And as long as you're doing that, it should be okay. So if there are no questions, here's one thing I'm going to ask you to do. If you found this useful and you want to do this again, reach out to your point of contact and say, hey, I'm interested. Whenever the next session is, put me on the roster. They can put you on the roster and then invite you again. You're welcome to come in and ask questions again, dial in, just listen in. I only have one rule for these sessions, which is that if you join this session, this is a purely learning session. It's a free service. I don't market anything. I don't sell anything. You are not allowed to market anything and sell anything either. This is just a bunch of practitioners trying to answer questions for each other or trying to get advice, whether it's career development and things like that. All right. Other than that, we're done and we are on time. All right. We're done. See ya. Bye.